Practice. I'm Lindsay. This is Lucy. And Lucy will be our model today, our gorgeous model. We will start on our bellies. Just take a shape that feels comfortable and grounding, somewhere where you can actually feel the ebb and flow of your breath against your mat. Give yourself a few moments to land. Just because this is an express class does not mean it can't be a completely luxurious experience. Before we actually get into manipulation of our breath, we'll take a nice little stretch here. I'll invite you to cactus out your right arm to the right side of your mat. Take a look at your elbow, make sure it's at or above shoulder height. Press down into the earth just a little bit with the palm of your hand. And then please take your left hand underneath your left shoulder and just press up and over so that you roll your weight over onto the right side here. Yeah, Lucy's a great example down here. You'll take a pause. Legs can be messy, and I'd like you to feel that your right arm is just completely loose. Start to breathe into the sensation that you feel through the front side of your right body. And we'll get kind of specific today in our stretches. I'd like you to find moderation. I know it's not a popular principle. A lot of us like 0 or 100, me included on a lot of things, but we're going to try to find that sweet 50% spot. So come with me now on this journey. I'd like you to press into your right arm with 10% resistance. And now 20% resistance. 30%. 40%. And we'll end with just 50% resistance. Push into the floor with just half of your capacity. Breathe in. Breath out, roll back to your navel. And let's try the other side. Cactus through your left arm. Remember that it can be loose at first, elbow at or above shoulder. Slowly push into the ground with your right hand and take some of your weight over. Ooh, do we feel this? This should be nice. Lucy teaches bar here, and she's got a fierce yoga practice as well. So hopefully some of this shoulder work will be really nice for her today. Okay, let's invite a little bit more specificity into this stretch. We'll layer on our resistance. So go ahead and push into your arm, your left arm, with 10% resistance. And now 20. Feeling all those little levels as we go. 30, 40, 50% resistance. And just breathe here for a moment. Notice how that is maybe an experience of newness in the body and in your yoga. Breathe in. Breath out, come back to center. Breathe in, table pose. Exhale, downward facing and dog. Ah, nice, huge, big stretch. And we'll stay here for just a bit. Now to drop into your breath, not just into the body, which you've already felt in the present moment, but also the breath, not only the body just breathing itself, but your conscious partnership with the breath to help warm you and really be your guide. I'm here as a guide, but your breath is a more intimate part of your guidance. I've got a really sexy intention for you today. It's called moderation. It's not the sexiest of topics, but I do think it will provide some fun in your practice today. I want you to just make an intention here. What is going to make this a meaningful experience for you? What are you breathing for today? Breathe in, breath out, table pose. Breathe in, cow pose, please. And exhale, cat pose. Nice and slow to and fro. Inhale, cow. And exhale, tuck, cat. Round in through navel. Last time. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Breathe in, left arm high. Pause to breathe and let it just migrate here. To and fro. Yeah, back and forth. Sense the entire shoulder. Breathe in. Breath out, thread the needle. Our little counter here for what we did with the front side shoulder opening. You might roll over in this, and that's okay as long as the things around you aren't expensive or you will hurt anybody. But you do have the option to lift your right leg. Just an option. It would come up and back as though you were in three-legged dog. Okay? If you did take that option, you need a sense of humor. You will not feel stable. You will not feel secure. Breathe in, breath out, right knee down if it's up, right hand underneath right armpit. Breathe in, left wing high. Come up to your right fingertips for a moment, core is on, and then exhale, table pose. Let's try the other side. Inhale, stretch open through your right wing. Take a few breaths to migrate to and fro to feel a glide, or maybe the lack thereof. I know we're very dehydrated this winter. I'm packing on the water, and you should still see my feet. They're so dry. Breathe in, breath out, thread the needle. We'll be here for a while, so to layer on any options that you took on the first side. The philosopher Seneca has this really nice quote that reminds us that anything that exceeds the bounds of moderation is not sustainable. And it's so true. Anything carried to excess then becomes bad for us, things that aren't even inherently bad. And our yoga practice is just a nice place to pause and to notice unjudgmentally where we might be out of balance. Bring ourselves back into that center instead of extremism. Breathe in, breath out. Left hand down, left knee down. Inhale, right arm high, should feel glorious. Left fingertips up, 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 up. And then exhale, table pose. Breathe in, plank. And just so Lucy doesn't think I'm evil, I'm going to do this with you guys because it will feel evil in your body. Remember, we're only going to 50%. Okay, so let's float through chaturanga, going just 50% into our chaturanga. Lower just 10%. And now 20. Now 30. Now 40. And then 50. And look, I'm only a quarter of the way down. Ooh. Okay, upward facing dog. That's enough of the evil. I like that you have your sense of humor. Ah, feel hip pockets low, chest high. Breathe in, breath out, downward facing dog. Breathe in, heels lift. Exhale, forward fold, top of your space. Breathe in, mountain pose. Come all the way up. Exhale, side bend. I don't care which side. You're going to do both. Breathe in, center Tadasana. Exhale, second side dive over. Breathe in, mountain pose, please. Exhale, forward bend. Breathe in, standing split. Left leg comes all the way up. Exhale, lunge, left hand down. Right hand on right knee. Inhale, lounge, lizard. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Halfway, just halfway into chaturanga today. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, look forward. Breath out one more time, forward fold. Breathe in, mountain. Breath outside, bend a little further. Inhale up. And exhale, second side. Breathe in, mountain. Breath out, forward fold. Breathe in, standing split. Right leg up. Breath out, lunge. Breathe in, lounge, lizard. How are the hips feeling today? Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, right leg comes all the way up. Exhale, low lunge, back knee down. Breathe in, crescent moon. And then pause to breathe. We've got a pretty mean sun bee here. You might want to take a break. Remember, moderation. But for this class, I wanted it to be just a little bit shorter and more compact for you and express. So some of those harder postures that we layer on usually later will be threaded into sun bee. Breathe in, breath out, half splits, please. Nice long pause here. Long torso. You should feel as though you have something to pour forward over your leg. And if you're as flexible as Lucy, apparently you might need the option to be able to kiss your leg and say hello. Exhale. Breathe in full crescent pose. Take a moment here to be an architect. And I'd like you to fill awareness into your back heel. This is part of your scaffolding. And it's important because that kind of dictates the health of our knee and our hip, our alignment there. So just nice, float right above the ball of the back foot. Breathe in, breath out, airplane wings, please. Continue your breath on this first pass. If you would like to bind through your fingers and tuck your chin, you can get any cold weather. I call it Iowa, all up in my traps. But I do know we have people like in the Carolinas and in Phoenix, and Lucy said her friend in LA watches. So hello to all of you who have better weather than us. Breathe out. Breathe in full airplane pose. Oh yeah, we'll launch up and we'll be a capital T through our body. Perfect. And Lucy knows this. I've known her for a couple of years now. I'd rather have adventure over perfection. Okay, so if you fall, which you're going to, let's just take it as it comes. Breathe in, breath out, Shiva squat through your lower body, eagle arms. Oh yeah, crouching eagle. I'll show you from the side so you know what we're talking about here. And you've got the option for your back toes to either kickstand or be up. Breathe out. Breathe in, standing split. Pause here. Moderation is found in this posture through a bend of your standing knee. That can take just a little bit of that strain out of the backside of your leg. Breathe in, breath out, lunge. Breathe in, reverse warrior. And we'll stay. If you'd like a tricep stretch, today is all about the shoulders. And what's beautiful about the shoulders is that it's an intersection of like all the muscles. You've got lats that come up from the back. I don't need to name any more of them. But really, as you layer in, you'll feel what's tight and what needs to come back into balance. Breathe in. Breath out, extended side angle. Marinate here for 5 breaths. Awesome. Great length, great steadiness through your gaze. Breathe out. Breathe in, reverse triangle. Let's actually pause here. I know a lot of times I use this as a transition, but I'd like to work Mula Bandha, or your pelvic floor, your first root lock. Okay? So feel the pelvic floor rise 10%, 20, 30, 40, and then 50, and we'll keep it there throughout the rest of practice. Breathe in, breath out your chaturanga. I always empower our models to take whatever option feels best in their practice, and that should empower you as well. Breathe in, left leg comes up. Exhale, low lunge, back knee down. Breathe in, crescent moon. Not part of the flow, but just a nice stretch here at the top of our sun salutation, letter B. Two more breaths to make your main energy channel, your spine, as long as possible. Breathe in, please. Breath out, half splits. And I'd like you to have in your awareness today specifically how much you feel. We're going for about 50% in some things that I cue, but normally in a power practice, I'm looking for about 80, 85% sensation. And I'd like you to ride that pocket there and see if that doesn't bring a little bit more of that internal awareness and presence. Breathe out. Kiss your shin if you're Lucy. Breathe in, full crescent pose. And breathe. Did you take dance? No. I took it, but I was very bad at it. I always wonder with the flexible people, we've got people like Rachel Blackwell who teaches here who did ballet for years and can extend. Just interested.
Synchronized swimming.
Synchronized swimming, that's right. You were the synchronized swimmer. Let's take our crescent airplane arms now. Dial forward. And remember, back when I was a child, they made Barbies that only stood in high heels. I want that kind of back foot. Now my kids have Barbies that are flat-footed. They have options. But back in my day, it was only high heels. Take your exhale. Breathe in, full airplane pose, and good luck. Remember, you've got a sponginess in your standing leg knee that's available to you at any point. A lift of your heart, it threads forward. Back heel lifts gently. Breathe in, breath out, crouching eagle. Breathe. Nothing like this crazy hard posture to really bring you into this moment. Don't quit on me. Don't get your sip of water right now. Stay with me. You've got this. I know when I'm at home, I need that extra little bit of accountability. I'm giving it to you right now because I know that's what I would want. Take your exhale. Now it's over. Breathe in, standing, split, enjoy. And allowing yourself to have that little party throughout the tissues. How do they feel? Breathe in. Breath out, lunge. Breathe in, reverse, warrior. How we feeling? Yeah. Big move. Let's check the heat. Make sure you're feeling okay. Good. Okay. I'd like you to think about a press of your left thigh back and away. So open up your knee just a little bit more. Breathe in. Breath out, extended side. We'll swim here for a couple of breaths. The great thing about flow, about vinyasa, is that you will frequent this space, right? You'll be back here a couple of times. If you would like to rest your forearm on this first pass, it could be like a choir of angels just singing. You feel all this gorgeous alignment here for chi or energy to flow. Breathe out. Breathe in, reverse triangle. Take a beat, take stock, make sure you've got your bundas, your intention, and your breath before we flow. Breathe in, breath out your chaturanga. Inhale, open heart, smile on your face. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, right leg up, breath out, right leg through. Breathe in, crescent pose, straight to it. Exhale, airplane wings. Inhale, full airplane, launch onto one leg. Exhale, Shiva squat or crouching eagle. Breathe in, standing split. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in, warrior reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Swim a little bit deeper this time. Inhale, reverse try. Exhale, chaturanga. One more time through the left side. Breathe in and exhale. Inhale, left heel elevates. Exhale, lunge. Breath in, crescent, please. Exhale, airplane wings. Breathe in, full airplane pose. It's a doozy. Exhale, crouching eagle. Breathe in, standing split. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in reverse. Breath out side angle. Breathe in reverse try. Exhale and chaturanga. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, plank or table. Pause to breathe. I'll do this with you so you don't think I'm evil. And then when you're ready, fire hydrant through your right leg. Continue your breath. You've got this. I want you to feel all the musculature on the outside of your leg. Breathe in. Breath out to opposite elbow. Continue your breath. It's easier in plank to swing that baby through. Good. Back out to fire hydrant. And then plank or table. Other side, fire hydrant. Level out your hips. Feel the 90-degree bend in your hip, in your knee, in your ankle. Ooh. Over to the other side. Scoop under, elevate through your inner thigh now. You've got this. Back out to fire hydrant. And downward facing dog. Breathe in, right leg high. Exhale, lunge. Breathe in, crescent. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hinge forward like an airplane torso. Exhale, revolved crescent. Breathe. Today's about moderation. So a back knee might be really, really nice. You've got choices though. I have no idea what Lucy did this week. She could have been on her butt all week and she needs to burn off some energy, right? That's when you come in as your own best teacher. Take a breath out. Slowly inhale, star pose. As you exhale, horse pose, and stay for a couple of shoulder dips. Again, draining out any of the cold weather, the Iowa from your legs. Okay, goddess arms. Perfect. Now, just like we did on the floor, we'll press our hands into resistance 10%, forward 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. Feel that. And now back the other way. 10% resistance backward with your arms. 20, 30, 40, and 50. Try that one more time on your own. You can always straighten your legs during it. Forward until you get to 50. And backward until you get to 50. You feel this? It's hard to be specific. It is. Star is your reprieve. When you're ready, inhale. Exhale, runners lunge. Ooh. You should have a lot of heat there to translate into this hip opener. We all know people who are a little bit more extreme than others. But yoga isn't about trying to change other people. Yoga is about trying to refine ourselves. And we just, with compassion, look at ourselves and where we might need just a little bit more moderation. Perhaps it's infatuation in a relationship or a relationship with, food or drink or I see a lot of people, too much exercise, too little exercise. Constantly throughout life, looking at how we're doing and just refining. Breathe in, breath out. Up off your back knee. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, you can flip your dog, take a chaturanga, or simply come back to down dog. Breathe in, left leg up. Breath out, low lunge. Breathe in, Anjaneyasana, crescent. Exhale, hands to heart. Breathe and hinge forward, please. Exhale, revolved crescent. Continue your breath. It's interesting because your tissues are actually intelligent living tissue. Your fascia has lots of neurons or nerve cells in it. It adapts and it responds to change. And you don't have to put that much pressure to get a positive response. In fact, sometimes moderation is better than hammering away. Breathe out with me. Breathe in, star. Exhale, horse or goddess. Breathe here. Let's try the same thing that we just tried with our shoulders, but on our legs. Okay? Yeah. Imagine that you got a wall in front of you. Press your knees in with 10% effort, 20% effort, 30% effort, 40, 50. And then back the other way, 10% effort backward. Woo! 20, 30, 40, 50. One more time each way on your own. Feel each specific notch as you ride up that effort scale. If you've ever ridden a horse before, it's almost like that claw of your inner thighs or a mechanical bull at a party, you know. Don't act like you haven't ridden a mechanical bull. Great, and then star is your same reprieve. Breathe in, breath out, runners, a lunge. Perfect. I like the way one of my mentors says it. She says that specificity, like living in this in between, or things that we're not that familiar with in our body, really is a way to experience newness in your practice. And that's important, right? I think there's something to doing the same thing over and over again to see your growth. There's also something to how trying some new things on helps you live in the moment and create new neural pathways in the body, keeping yourself young, rewiring. Breathe in. Breath out, become active. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, finish out the way that you would like to finish out. Nice job, Lucy. Okay, when you're done, you'll lower to these child's pose legs with your hips back onto your heels. Spine is tall. We'll take a little bit of a wrist stretch, and I will come back even further so that my hands are in the frame. Wrists will be toward the tops of your mat, the underside, and your fingers will dial around back towards you. And then just put a little bit of weight in there. I've done this so many times this week, and oh my gosh, each time I come to it, it still feels so needed. You can take some of that weight out with a lift of your tailbone and to dial forward, okay? So you're still in charge here. Now this is gonna look kind of easy, but it's going to take a lot of energy. As you continue to stretch in any way that you'd like, I'll show you our big posture for today. It's peacock pose. Peacock, a lot of times you'll see a long, almost plank-like body, but I like it with goddess legs. With the same stretch that we've done, you'll simply snuggle your elbows super close together underneath your solar plexus. So right by your solar plexus, in as tight as they can go. Women might have to lift their breast tissue just a little bit. And then I'll hinge forward into my chaturanga arms. Snout is at a hover, and then legs come up. So I'm just balancing in a different sort of arm balance here. And again, that might look kind of easy, but go ahead and try it on your body. See how much work it is. It's so much strength. And it's also, even if you don't lift off, it's really nice digestively. for a little bit of a cleanse through your elbows. Okay, I'll talk you through it one more time and then I'll have you pause the video. Okay, go ahead and take your hands down like this. Bend your elbows, snuggle them underneath all that pec or breast tissue. Perhaps if that's too much on your wrist, dial your fingers out toward the sides more. And then come forward and lift through your legs in that fire hydrant sort of position. Cool. Pause the video to play around, not pause to play. Pause it to play around. And when you're done, let's go ahead and meet on our seat. We'll take a big old twist here. Right leg up and over left. Take your right arm behind you. Inhale, get really tall as you exhale. Hook, look, twist, and breathe. Redistribute out all of the weight into your left leg. And just taking it as far as feels comfortable and letting the posture do the rest. Breathe in. Breath out, Gomukhasana, cow face pose. I think Gomukhasana sounds prettier, so I'm going to stick with that. Knee upon knee, hips down. You can sit up on something or you could do some sort of figure four if this is evil. Option for the arms. So opposite arm is up, head floats back. And again, the theme of the day is that sexy theme we talked about earlier, moderation. And so if this is killing you, which it oftentimes will with this internal rotation and this external, you might grab a dish rag or simply mime it. Like hands don't even have to come toward one another. If you haven't begun to slow and smooth the breath yet, let's do that. Breathe in, let go of your arms, and exhale to fold forward and focus more on your hips. Close down your eyes and drop your awareness into the backs of your hips and your pelvis there. Sense the tiny letting goes. Allow a three-dimensional breath. Just feeling it everywhere in the body. And slink your way back up. Let's take our legs wide. If you have a neighbor, negotiate with your neighbor. Breathe in. Breath out, just to come down in space. Take a nice little pause here. If you can't breathe or your legs have to tense to protect themselves, those are just little notifications of the body telling you that you've perhaps exceeded moderation. Just to come back. Moderation is actually a whole subject that the author of the Yoga Sutras noted thousands and thousands of years ago in an effort to live a happy life. And perhaps it's just because of what Seneca said that, anything out of the bounds of it isn't sustainable. And we're trying to live sustainably, vibrantly, joyfully. Let's come back up. And take our twist on the second side. Breathe in. Breathe out to twist. 5-ish breaths here. Let the tailbone drop. Perhaps let your ambition drop a little bit too. It's always a nice way to gear down. So now there's really nothing to try, quote unquote, for. Breathe in, breath out, Gomukhasana. Knee on top of knee, ankles back, soles of feet up. Then opposite arm is on top. Allow yourself to get as tall as possible with a tuck of your chin, Jalahara chin lock. Breathe in, let go of the bind. As we exhale, we'll come forward slightly, staying for a few breaths. You should always leave your practice feeling as though you've had time to expend old, unneeded energy patterns, but you should always be left with that well of energy and vibrance still within you, right? Very moderate practice, somewhat taxing, but also very nourishing. If you chronically run out on Shavasana, perhaps today you stay just to balance. That is our last stop. Let's make a shape for Shavasana that feels really good. I don't care what it is. I know a lot of people at home has told me that legs up a chair has been amazing. So if you have a sturdy chair, you might take it there. Breathe in with me. Exhale completely. I'll see you in a moment. Moderation is not meant to keep us from enjoying life. Quite the opposite. It's meant to make it even more vibrant through balance. Just noticing all of the things and being able to partake in them without having them harm us. And even having appreciation for some of the things we might think are bad things, like fear, but noticing that that's a healthy protective mechanism in the right amounts, right? In moderation. It's only when things are taken to excess that they're potentially harmful. So as you go out, I invite you to notice all the amazing things that you have to take part in, all of the amazing things that make up you that you experience and to delight in them. Really engage with life. On your next breath in, I'd like you to extend your arms up, extend rather, and then exhale, bring them down to Anjali Mudra. Just a hot second to express our gratitude toward this practice, toward this community, and to honor ourselves for doing this work. So proud of you. Namaste. Thank you, Miss Lucy. Thank you, Power Life community. And get in touch with me. Tell me what you need. I hopefully will see you very soon. Take care.